Casting with modern tackle is pretty easy, but like most things in life, you'll get better at it with practice. It's not a bad idea to hit the backyard or the local park and do some practice casting before you go fishing, or even between fishing trips. I'm using a special casting plug, which is actually a weight coated in plastic, but you could use a sinker or an old lure with no hooks on it. But one thing you need to be really careful of is to choose an area where there's absolutely no chance of hitting anybody or any property. You don't want to put one of these through a window. Take a target of some sort with you. A bucket or an old pot or a tin is ideal. Place this out on the grass at a comfortable casting distance. Start off with about 20 long paces or strides from where you're going to be standing. Now, to cast with your light to medium spinning outfit, hold the rod and reel like this, with the reel stem extending between whichever fingers feels most comfortable for you. Next, wind the weight up until it's hanging about 30 or 40 centimetres below the rod tip. Then open the reel's bail arm while you hold or trap the line to stop it spilling off the reel and the weight falling to the ground. There are two ways of doing this, and one's better than the other. I've got a bit of an admission to make here. I learnt the less effective way when I was a kid, and I've stuck with it ever since. That way is to pick the line up with your finger like this, then open the bail arm. It works fine, but it's not quite as good as the other way, which is to trap the line against the spool with your fingertip like this. That gives you more control and greater accuracy. But I'm going to stick to my wrong way. You use whichever one you're most comfortable with. Okay, point the rod at the target, then take it back over your shoulder smoothly and swing forward and release the line when the rod's at about 45 degrees above the horizontal. You might need to experiment a little bit with this to get it right. If you release it too early, your weight's going to shoot up in the air, and if you release too late in the stroke, it's going to fly down into the ground in front of you. Just get comfortable with it, and you'll soon find that it's sailing out there sweetly. One tip that I will give you is to always try and have your weight hanging roughly the same distance below the rod tip when you cast, and also try and go back through exactly the same casting stroke each time. Makes for much more accurate casting.
Yes!